pretty crazy, and it's all sunk in this weekend, and been able to enjoy myself a little bit, and yeah, it's still all happened very quickly right now, but it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, it's still taking its time to sink in.
Did you give yourself a target heading into Wimbledon? And if you did, presumably you've exceeded that by reaching the last four.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I would always wanted to go in and try and make the second week, especially in that fifth set, especially against Goffin. So the British crowd definitely embraced me and got behind me and my team. It was really cool to see.
Before, of course, you went up against Novak Djokovic, who we saw beat Nick Kyrgios in the final yesterday. We'll talk about Djokovic in a moment, but one of the most interesting things about you, Cam, is your backstory. Obviously, you were born in South Africa, you moved to New Zealand with your family when you were younger before moving to the UK at 16, where your sort of tennis really progressed. But one of the, I guess, more interesting things is it fair to say your parents might have stayed longer in South Africa? There was a certain incident, wasn't there, for them and their neighbours when they were living there at the time, which sort of contributed to their move to New Zealand at the time?
Yeah, I bounced around a little bit, obviously born in South Africa and then moving to New Zealand and playing a lot of different sports there in New Zealand and having a really good upbringing there, and then moving here in London and having a good base here, and met a lot of good connections and people that have helped me on my journeys so far, and yeah, for me to have my parents here watching at Wimbledon means a lot, and I think they deserve a couple of weeks off after that. I think I put them through a lot of stress, but they definitely enjoyed it, and seeing their emotions and seeing how much they support me and seeing how much they loved it in general and following it and being a part of it, not just being at home watching on TV and stressing in front of the TV. They're actually getting to enjoy it firsthand. So I'm pretty lucky to have parents like them, and obviously they love tennis as well, so it's a bonus.
Cam, you talk about the stress and how stressed they might have been feeling, but you are one cool customer walking onto that court. I want to know what's keeping you calm. How do you, when you walk in, what are you thinking about? How do you keep so zen in that moment?
I don't know, it's not easy, just yeah, you can't complain, and I'm just trying to stay as focused
That's what
as I
Wimbledon's
can.
about, isn't it? Let's be honest. Bit of strawberries and cream.
Exactly.
And Cam, that very genteel Wimbledon crowd was chanting your name. What was that like? Yeah,
that was very cool. A couple of different chants and throughout the 2 weeks. So yeah, it was unbelievable just for them to do that. And like I said, it can be like the key factor in a match, and the tennis is a sport of such small margins, so it can just swing momentum, and overall it was just, like I said, a lot of fun, and it's been a pretty crazy 2 weeks, and it's all happened really quickly.
Well, it could be some crazy coming months ahead, Cam, because I'm sure now, after what we've seen unfold, you must be really excited about some of the tournaments ahead, the next Grand Slam at the US Open. Going up against Novak Djokovic and beating the very best players, have you identified, having played him in that semi-final, what you need to do? What will prove the difference in those big matches against those big opponents?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think going into that match with Novak, he obviously been there several times, and for me it was the biggest match of my career, and obviously I think experience plays a big part in that, and I think I obviously learnt a lot from the match and tactically. But look, I want to give myself the best chance I have, and I'm going to compete as hard as I can and take it point for point and go toe to toe with this guy, and I didn't want to kind of look back after the match and be like, oh, I have some regrets and I wish I had a better attitude and I wish I'd been a bit more. But I think I can leave that and be like, I competed as hard as I could and enjoyed it, and I obviously disappointed to come away with the loss, but I can definitely learn from it and pull from that experience in another bigger match down in my future career, and I think there's hopefully going to be a lot of bigger matches than that one, so I can use that one and a lot of good experiences and a lot of good feelings to take from that.
Great. Semi-finals this year. It'll be the final next year, Cam, won't it? Never in doubt.
Exactly. I'll hopefully go one more, two more.
Exactly.
Try lift the trophy. Obviously, long way to go, but I'll take it.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Been awesome watching you, and best of luck for the rest of the season, Cam.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Hi, Hamish Hargis here. Despite having good starts against Djokovic, Cam Norrie and Nick Kyrgios had in the semi-final and final, they could not break the stranglehold the old guard have on the men's single title at Wimbledon. Ah well, maybe next year.